says, obviously I'm far away from a Nasibi, like astaghfirullah, but I just can't get over the fact that the Shia ideology, like I can never believe there's a whole Khilafah
One
against.
second. Imama, you mean? You talking about Imama?
No, no,
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish.
like the whole idea of Taqqiyah and everything, it just doesn't sit right. Like
What, should
I
I show you
can,
Taqqiyah?
like I can never like just logically explain it to myself.
No,
Taqqiyah is in the Quran.
No. 1 second, Isma. 1 second. Let me show him the Sahaba doing Taqqiyah. So your thing about Taqqiyah is, why were they doing Taqqiyah? First, Taqqiyah is in the Quran. You know this, right?
Yeah.
Do you know about this?
What was that? Sorry, I didn't hear you properly.
Taqqiyah. You said the whole idea about Taqqiyah.
Yeah.
So 1 second. This guy said Taqqiyah was only allowed when Islam was weak. Okay. Can you bring me an ayah or hadith which says this? Taqqiyah was only allowed when Islam was weak. Let me show you. This is Taqqiyah, nothing more, nothing less. Don't listen to what people tell you, okay? Don't listen to what anyone says to you. You know why? Because this is the greatest fatwa. This is the greatest fatwa from the greatest, the grandest Ayatollah of the Shias. The greatest scholar, the greatest Ayatollah of the Shias. Who is this, Akhi Aziz? Abu Ja'far Muhammad Baqir alayhum as-salam. Al-Taqqiyah is made law to save lives. Once a danger is already there to take lives, there is no Taqqiyah. So once blood has been spilled, there's no Taqqiyah. Al-Kafi, volume 2, book 1, chapter 97. Now let me show you something, Akhi.
Wait, I've got a small question. So when the blood of Sayyida Fatima ma'adallah was spilled, then why was the ruling of Taqqiyah now removed?
No, it wasn't Taqqiyah, bro. What it was, Imam Ali alayhi salam. Okay, well, I'll give you an example, yeah? Imam Ali alayhi salam, he had a right to take his haqq, correct? Abu Bakr and Umar, from our perspective, they were both wajib al-qatl. However, why didn't Imam Ali alayhi salam? So for example, something that's halal can become haram. And I'll give you an example, yeah? I'm going a bit out, but you're going to see where I'm getting to when I come back around. So, is fasting halal or haram?
Halal.
If a woman's pregnant, heavily pregnant, is fasting halal or haram?
Haram.
Asant. Fasting, in that particular circumstance, fasting becomes haram, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu tells Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the Quran, strive against the kuffar, fight the kuffar. This is halal, correct?
Yes.
So why did Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam not fight them, right, after Bayt al-Ridwan, and he done sulh with them, and he refused to fight them? Was this, what Rasulullah done, was this haram or was it halal? At that time, fighting would have been haram. Why? Because the Muslims didn't have enough power to defeat the kuffar, despite there being 1,400 of them. Even though Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam should have fought them, he could have fought them, and they were wajib al-qatl, all the mushrikeen. At that time, it was haram for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to fight them. Why? Because he had to save the blood of the Muslims. Sahih. Do you know Umar ibn Khattab said when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made sulh Hudaibiah? 1 second. Musannaf Abdul Razak al-Sanani, yeah? This is al-Juz al-Khamis, which is Juz al-Khamis. The hadith number is 9720. Sahih. أخبرني أروى بن الزبير أنا مسعور بن مخرم ومروان بن حكم الهديبية. Sahih. So we go here to the main part. فقال Umar ibn Khattab. What did Umar ibn Khattab say in Sulh Hudaybiya when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made a treaty with the mushrikeen of Quraysh? فقال Umar ibn Khattab, والله ما شككت مندى إسلامت إلى يوم إذن. I never doubted Islam so much until that day. Why? Because Umar ibn Khattab, he argued with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, are we not on the haqq? Do we not have a right to fight? Rasulullah said, no. Today I save the blood of the Muslims and I sign this treaty with them and I make peace. And Umar ibn Khattab, what did Umar ibn Khattab say? Umar ibn Khattab said, I never doubted his Islam so much. I never doubted his Nabuwah and I never doubted Islam so much up until that day. Allah says in Surah Hujurat, ayah 15, the true believers will never doubt. 1 second. Take that back around to Imam Ali alayhi salam. Right? Rasulullah, even though these people were wajib al-qatl, Rasulullah, because at that time he didn't have the supporters and he knew the Muslims would have lost and suffered heavy losses, to save the blood of the Muslims, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made a sacrifice. He sacrificed Hajj. Hajj is a pillar of the deen, akhi. Rasulullah sacrificed Hajj to save the blood of the Muslims. طيب, Imam and people doubted his Nabuwah. Imam Ali alayhi salam, what did he do? Imam Ali alayhi salam sacrificed the Khilafat to save the blood of the Muslims, and people questioned his walaya. You see this? You see, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, don't try to find faults in Ali, because Ali is from me and I am from him. طيب? Yeah, any fault you try to find in Imam Ali, I guarantee you, you will find the same one in Rasulullah, and you will find it in who? You will find it in the prior prophets of Allah. We don't understand the prophets of Allah. Tell me, Akhi, would you question the ghira of Nabi Lut alayhi salam, Baba Mughis?
No.
Lut alayhi salam in the Quran, Mughis?
No.
Lut alayhi salam in the Quran in Surah Hud, ayah 78, 79 and 80. What does he say to Qawm Lut? He says, don't come to my house, take my daughters. Instead, marry my daughters. Would any man with ghira go to Mukannats, go to LGBT people and say, marry my daughters? They wouldn't, would they? They wouldn't, would they? So, why did Lut alayhi salam say this? And then what does Lut alayhi salam say in ayah 80? Lut alayhi salam says, if I had the strength to fight you, I would. Would anyone question the ghira or the rujulu of Nabi Lut alayhi salam? No. So why did Nabi Lut alayhi salam say this? Was Nabi Lut alayhi salam not a man? That was the sacrifice of Nabi Lut alayhi salam. طيب? And this is the sacrifice of Ali bin Abu Talib. If Lut alayhi salam has an excuse, if Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has an excuse, then Imam Ali alayhi salam also has an excuse. Why do you think Imam Ali alayhi salam acts outside of the sunnah of the Prophet and the prior prophets of Allah? Never. He sacrifices for the greater good, Akhi Aziz. Do you understand what I'm saying? Did you get that?
Yeah. Well, then obviously with Imam Ali, obviously your point is that obviously you had to save the blood of the Muslims. But and
Al-Hasan Hussain, what would have happened to Hassan? Karbala would have happened in Medina there and then. Karbala would have happened in Medina there and then. Al-Hasan Hussain, the Nawasi of Rasulullah, they would have been massacred there and then. The bloodline of Imamat would have finished. They would have never had children. It wasn't supposed to happen at that time. Even though it would have been a good thing, right? Even like fasting is a good thing. But for a pregnant woman to fast when she's 6 months pregnant, this is haram. Right? Same with this. Fighting the kuffar and the munafiqun is a good thing. But at that time, it's not a good thing in that circumstance.
yeah, but then obviously Imam Ali, Imam Ali had a lot of support. He could have Imam Ali's look, even Imam Hassan. When Imam Hassan was, if Imam Hassan wanted to fight Muawiyah with all his armies, he had armies like mountains. But obviously he chose not to.
No, he didn't. He didn't. We'll go to Imam Hassan in a bit. Okay, sorry, Akhi. Let's finish with Imam Ali. You said Imam Ali alayhi salam had a lot of support, Akhi Aziz, yeah? Let me just show you 1 second. This is Sahih al-Bukhari, my brother. The famous hadith, we all know this one, 4240, that's narrated by Aisha. So look at this. Abu Bakr refused to give anything of that to Fatima, right? So she became angry with Abu Bakr and kept away from him and did not toss him till she died. Look at this. She remained alive for 6 months after the death of the Prophet. When she died, Ali buried her at night without informing Abu Bakr. And he said the funeral prayer by himself. Look at this. When Fatima was alive, people used to respect Ali. But after her death, Ali noticed a change in the people's attitudes towards him. So then Ali sought reconciliation. Obviously, I don't believe in this entire hadith. I believe there's remnants of truth in this. How there's remnants of truth in the Bible. Do you understand what I'm saying, Akhi Aziz? Yeah, and it's narrated by Aisha. However, there's remnants of truth in this. One of the remnants of truth in this is what? That Ali noticed a change in the people's attitudes towards him. As in the people isolated Ali bin Abu Talib alayhi salam. They isolated Imam Ali. Aisha saying the people, why would Aisha, who went to war with Imam Ali alayhi salam, right, support the narrative of Ali bin Abu Talib, that people isolated Ali bin Abu Talib? Why would Aisha support them? But even Aisha is saying, yes, the people isolated Ali bin Abu Talib alayhi salam. You see what I'm saying, Akhi?
Yeah, we understand that because throughout Ali's life, he did not care for his life, even during battles, because his goal was to save Islam. Others ran away in Uhud, like as an example, where they wanted to save their lives, where he stayed. So
exactly, his goal was to save Islam.
But obviously with the situation of Fatima, we do not believe that happened.
Yeah, Akhi Aziz, 1 second. I'm going to make it very simple. I'm going to make it very simple to you. Have you got more ghira than Nabi Lut alayhi salam? Brother Mughiz, do you know the story of Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam?
Yeah.
And what happened to his wife?
Yeah.
What happened, Akhi? If you don't know, it's calm. Tell me, I'll show you.
Go and tell me.
Okay. Ibrahim, well, 1 second. So we've gone over Rasulullah, we've gone over Nabi Lut alayhi salam. Now we're gonna go over who? Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam. In the Quran, didn't the people tie up Ibrahim alayhi salam, throw him in the fire, and Allah saved him from the fire?
Yeah.
Santum akhi aziz. Let's look at this. By the way, Shias don't believe in this, but Sunnis believe in this. Sahih? Bukhari 3358. Look at this. Ibrahim did not tell a lie except on 3 occasions. Twice for the sake of Allah when he said, I am sick, but he said, I have not done this, but the big idol had done it. The 3rd time was while Ibrahim and Sarah, his wife, they were on a journey. 1 second, and they came past the king. So let me show you. Ibrahim alayhi salam, illa thalatha kadabatin. So he says lie. Kadaba, kadab, yeah, it's lie, yeah. So he told a lie. Taqqiyah, he done taqqiyah, yeah, okay. طيب. The 3rd was while Ibrahim and Sarah, his wife, were going on a journey. They passed by the territory of a tyrant. Someone said to the tyrant, this man Ibrahim is accompanied by a very charming lady. So he sent for Ibrahim and asked him about Sarah, saying, who is this lady? Ibrahim said, she is my sister. Abraham went to Sarah and said, oh Sarah, there are no believers on the surface of this earth except you and I. The man asked about you and I have told him that you are my sister, so don't contradict my statement. The tyrant then called Sarah, and when she went to him, he tried to take hold of her and a'udhu billah. So, wait, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Sahih Bukhari 3358, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Allah saved Ibrahim alayhi salam from the fire, but Allah couldn't save Ibrahim alayhi salam's wife? Allah saved Ibrahim alayhi salam is the man that, Ali is the man that broke the gates of Khaybar. Ibrahim alayhi salam is the man that walked through fire. Tayyib? Yeah? But then you say, oh, then how did Ali alayhi salam, how did his wife get martyred in front of him? Ibrahim alayhi salam, how did his wife get taken in front of him? How, akhi Aziz? You know why? Because Allah is pleased with their sacrifice. I don't believe this about Nabi Ibrahim, you do. The sacrifice of Lut alayhi salam is what I believe, akhi Aziz. So do not think what I would do and apply my own standards upon prophets of Allah and Anbiya of Allah and Walis of Allah and the successors of the prophets of Allah, because they do things with hindsight that we cannot understand, akhi. Do you understand what I'm saying, my brother?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I cannot understand, akhi. So very simple. We don't have more ghira than Lut alayhi salam, nor do we have more ghira than Ibrahim alayhi salam. If anyone questions the ghira of Nabi Lut alayhi salam, they're a kafir, correct? Bila shak bila ray, correct?
Yeah.
Tayyib. Why did Nabi Lut alayhi salam do that? I don't think any man in his right mind would do that. Tayyib. However, prophets of Allah, they act upon a divine will. The successors of the prophets of Allah act upon a divine will. Tayyib. They are willing to sacrifice for the greater good. They are willing to sacrifice, how RasoolAllah was willing to sacrifice Hajj. For what? To save Muslim blood. Same with Imam Ali alayhi salam. Sahih? Even Imam Hussain alayhi salam in Karbala. If Imam Hussain alayhi salam wanted Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, he could have asked Allah to save him. He could have. But Imam Hussain wanted to meet Allah in that state. Because look, akhi, don't we all have to meet Allah one day?
Yeah, yeah.
What's the most honorable way to meet Allah? As a shaheed. As a shaheed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is shahadat not the most honorable thing in Islam? Asant. Tayyib, and being a shaheed, standing up for the truth, is this not the most honorable thing? If you were to meet Allah in a way, if you had a choice to meet Allah, would you not want to meet Allah in this way?
Yeah, but then...
Yeah, go ahead.
How come Imam Ali didn't choose to go to Allah as a shaheed?
He did. How was he martyred? In sujood?
No, of course he did. I'm not saying that he didn't, but in that situation.
In that situation, because he had to think about the blood of the Muslims. Why didn't RasoolAllah choose to be a shaheed at Hudaibiah? He had to think about the Muslims. He had to think about the Ummah. Do you understand what I'm saying? Imam Ali alayhi salam had to save Hussain and Hussain. Because imagine if he got martyred, then Hussain and Hussain alayhi salam got martyred. The progeny of RasoolAllah would have finished. There would have been no Ahl Bayt alayhi salam. Everything would have been done. People say Imam Ali alayhi salam tried to make peace. Tayyib? He stayed quiet. He didn't raise the sword. Imam Hassan alayhi salam tried to save the blood of the Muslims. He didn't raise the sword. So why did Imam Hussain alayhi salam raise the sword? Now, akhi, I'm not going to blame. I don't want to attack any of my dear Shias. I think some of the brothers have politicized the sacrifice of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Right? Akhi Aziz, Abu Bakr and Umar, as long as Imam Ali allowed them to have the hukumat, they weren't going out of their way to fight Imam Ali. As long as he left them alone. Tayyib? Muawiyah was a politician. Muawiyah ruled for 20 years. What Muawiyah built in 20 years, Yeah? Prior to that, the 25 years Abu Bakr and Umar. What 45 years they spent building, yeah? Yazid destroyed in 3 years because Yazid was not smart. Imam Hussain alayhi salam said to Ibn Abbas in Majma' al-Zawaid, Imam Hussain alayhi salam said to his cousin Ibn Abbas, wherever they find me, they will kill me. Why did Imam Hussain go from Medina to Mecca, broke his Hajj into Umrah, then headed towards Kufa? Imam Hussain said, wherever they find me, they are going to massacre me. Tayyib, Imam Hussain knew this. They are not going to let me go. And before Imam Hussain knew this, who knew this before Imam Hussain? Who knew this? RasoolAllah? Is there not a Sahih Hadith in Mustadrak al-Sahihin that this Ummah will betray my son Hussein will be massacred by my Ummah? Then we have the same Sahih Hadith, Akhi Aziz. In Mustadrak al-Hakim, I showed you the Hadith earlier, right? Rasulullah said, this Ummah will, oh Ali, this Ummah will betray you after me. I showed the Hadith already, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So, can you, and Dahabi says the Hadith is Sahih. Can you tell me how this Ummah betrayed Imam Ali? Because Imam Ali tells me, when he calls Abu Bakr and Umar traitors, you see what I'm saying? But Akhi Aziz, this is the hikmah of the prophets and the Anbiya of Allah and the Walis of Allah. We can make an excuse for Nabi Lut alayhi salam, we can make an excuse for Ibrahim alayhi salam, and we can make an excuse for Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We can also make an excuse for Imam Ali alayhi salam. Do you agree? Do you agree, Akhi?
Yeah, you got a point.
Let me ask you one more question. Allah or Imam Ali? Who's stronger, Allah or Imam Ali alayhi salam?
Allah.
Asant. Has anyone misguided more people than Shaitan?
No, not that I know.
If Allah is so strong, why doesn't He just defeat Shaitan? Why does Allah allow Shaitan to go around misguiding people, causing fitna? Why? Because everything's a test. Has Shaitan overpowered Allah? Allah wants good. Allah doesn't want bad, right? So why doesn't Allah destroy Shaitan and stop Shaitan from misguiding people?
Because He made a promise to him.
Asad, He made a promise to him. Why? Because it's a test, correct? Sahih. It's not a test for Allah. It's a test for us. It's a test for us. We're faced with a choice now. What do? Are we going to follow our whims and desires and follow these people who the Prophet never told us to follow? Follow these people who went against the very people who the Prophet told us to follow. Yeah? Are we gonna follow them? Or are we gonna go against our whims and desires and we're gonna follow what the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was? Because if there's no test, akhi, then what's the point in all of this, correct? If everything's easy, if everything's done for you, what's the point of Jannah and Jahannam? Did that make sense to you? Akhi, ask me a question if you're still not getting it. Ask me. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum wa la nada'hum jami'an. And I'm going to read Sahih, I think Sahih al-Sajidiyah. Read the dua of Imam Sayyid al-Sajidin, Zayn al-Abidin. You know what, bro? Wallahi, you know, if you want a cure for any calamity, who saw Karbala, the greatest tragedy? Sorry, Brother Mughis, grab the Quran irregardless, Habibi, yeah? I'm just grabbing this. Who saw Karbala? Who saw the greatest catastrophe to take place on the face of this earth? Imam Zayn al-Abidin, Sayyid al-Sajidin, Salamullah alayhi, our Agha, our master, our Amir. Tayyib? What did he give us? He gave us this Sahih al-Sajidiyah.